Hello students, welcome back to my channel Lightup Knowledge and very warm welcome to today's video. I hope you all are doing great. In today's video we will cover conditional sentences type 3, which is also known as impossible conditionals. There is a separate playlist of sentences in English language on my channel and the link of the same will be available in the description box. Now without any further ado, let's get started. Let us talk about type 3 conditionals, which are also known as impossible conditionals. It is used to reverse the events that occurred in the past to put forward a condition and express the result of that condition. So basically these are the type of sentences that expresses past time. The action expressed in the if clause did not happen. Okay, so the conditions laid down in the if clause are not fulfilled here, and since the time is over, it is impossible to fulfill those conditions. That is why such sentences are known as impossible conditionals. So since all these the if clauses were not fulfilled, that's why you are complaining. That's why they also called as sentences containing complaint. Have a look at the examples here. Example number 1: if you had given clear instruction, they would not have made any mistake. The point is that you did not give clear instruction. Okay, if you would have given clear instruction, then things would be better. The next example is: if our advocate had argued the case convincingly, we would have won it. So the reality is the advocate did not argue the case well enough, okay, and that made you lose the case. But if the situation have been reversed, if the advocate would have argued convincingly, the case would be in our favor. And the same situation is in the first sentence. Okay, the clear instructions were not given by you, right? If they would have been given by you, then there were chances that there would be no mistakes, etc. So they talk about those conditions which are impossible to fulfill. Students, we know that a conditional sentence is grammatically divided into two clauses, the conditional clause and the main clause. Let us discuss the grammatical construction of a conditional clause type 3. The conditional clause or the if clause contains the tense in past perfect. Okay, past perfect: had eaten, had spoken, etc. And the main clause contains would plus have plus past participle. For example, would have enjoyed, would have closed, would have opened, etc. Have a look at this example here. If it had rained last weekend, we would have stayed at home. Had rained is the conditional clause in past perfect. Proceeding to main clause, we would have stayed at home, would have stayed. So therefore main clause contains would plus have plus past participle, although variations are possible, which will be discussed further in this video. Now let us talk about the variations or alterations that can happen in the main clause. So instead of using would, you can use might, could, should. So therefore the variations in the main clause in type 3 conditional can take place in such a manner that you could replace would with might, could, should, etc. Have a look at these examples here. If the government had lowered the tax rates, it could have collected more money. So instead of using would, we have used could, okay, expressing the capability of the past. The next example is: if you had not understood the poem, you should have requested the teacher to explain it again. So the friend or someone is advising the other friend that you should have told your teacher, you should have requested your teacher. So instead of using would, we used should. Let us proceed and talk about the variations that can occur in the if clause. Okay, so we can omit if and we can just directly begin the sentence with had. Okay, so that's the variation in the if clause. Had the authorities taken timely steps, the cholera epidemic could have been avoided. Okay, so instead, if the authorities had taken, you can use directly had and omit if. The next is, had we practiced more, we would have won the competition. So therefore, if we remove, if there is no change in the meaning, it's absolutely the same. We can use if we had practiced more or had we practiced more, the meaning is same. So yes guys, that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it useful. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Until then, keep learning and keep growing.